Availity has a network that connects healthcare providers and payers. When talking about innovation, the underrated part, the underrated theme is infrastructure. What Kalient helped us to do allows us to be on uniform infrastructure for all our clients, and it also propels more innovation from our side to introduce more automation in the future. Availity's mission is to make it easier for healthcare providers and payers to collaborate. Availity acquired Daimler Health to incorporate a Daimler Health Fusion platform to upcycle clinical data. As with every startup, not everything can be implemented perfectly. We realized that we needed to migrate to a more streamlined version of the infrastructure, but we couldn't do it fast enough using internal resources. Daimler started on AWS from day one, and we wanted to be on the containerized orchestrated system, which is Kubernetes. Our challenge was to develop infrastructure to cover all the different parts of the Fusion ecosystem. We wanted to follow best practices of infrastructure as code and infrastructure as a service. For every piece of our infrastructure, we wanted to develop modules in Terraform that would make it easier for us to enhance, maintain, and upgrade. AWS introduced Kalient to Daimler. We were impressed by Kalient's acumen and technical expertise. There are three main benefits that Kalient gave us. One is migrating our infrastructure to Kubernetes. The second is we've had a proof of concepts for introducing different other scaling types. And the third is migrating of our VA presence to OpenShift. VA is part of US government. They have invested heavily in technology and for the last several years to transition to the cloud.
Initially, we have our MongoDB instances deployed to EC2 instances in AWS, and we were migrating those to Kubernetes. We had Kalient come in, and they focused on how do we migrate in a way that doesn't impact our clients, and how can we do it quickly, and then how can we document this so that other teams can help us and perform parts of these actions.
Before this engagement, we used to deploy everything in a manual basis versus after the engagement with Kalient team, they enable us to have everything in an automated fashion. We are able now to have a much better maintenance, flexibility, scalability, and be able to be much more efficient with our time.
Now, the main thing that Kalient helped us with is our VA migration and our VA installation. Their requirement was that we deploy into Kubernetes using Red Hat OpenShift. So they provided us with infrastructure as code modules, processes, documentation to deploy into an OpenShift environment while also making sure that we're not affecting our existing clients.
Before the engagement, we used to have the manual process that needed 5 hours to make any upgrade and multiple hours to scale the environment. Now we need an hour to do the whole upgrade. In reality, it's much less time.
The documentation handoff was a very important part of the project, and I felt that we took it very seriously and our Kalient team took it very seriously as well. So we spent months before they rolled off documenting procedures and having dedicated knowledge transfer sessions so that we can learn what they were doing.
They did a lot of recordings of videos to make sure that if something was not documented properly, we're going to be able to go back and find it out later on.
So working with the Kalient team has been fantastic. We got some fantastic engineers. We really enjoyed having them on the team. They communicated well. They stuck to their commitments. They asked questions. They really participated in the day-to-day activities of the team.
Kalient knows what it's doing. They have smart people. I would recommend Kalient to all other companies because we were really impressed with the subject matter expertise as well as dedication and work ethic.
I'm very excited for the new process. The deployment now it's much safer. We're able to get a new way of how we're going to scale up. Much better experience for our customer, much better experience for us. And it's a much efficient way for everybody end to end.